What's your name?
My name is Nguyễn Luong.
And how old are you?
At present, I am 17 and I will turn 18 on January.
Where are you studying or are you working?
At the present, I am a high school student. I am studying at Điểm High School in Hóc Môn district.
Do you prefer to travel by train or by bus? Why?
Well, from my own experience, I love to travel by bus because it's convenient and a bus can contain an amount of about 50 people. So it will hard to be in a traffic jam.
Have you ever fallen asleep while traveling?
Actually, yes. When I travel in long distance trip, I usually fall asleep because I'm partially car sick. So if I don't sleep, I'll become very tired.
Are there any places where tourists can see animals in your country?
Well, talking about animals, I think the most suitable place would be the zoo because it contains a lot of animals that we cannot see in our daily lives. For example, some wildlife animal like lions or elephants, and it's really useful for especially children to learn about the wildlife.
Would you like to work with animals? Why or why not?
Well, actually, I'm not really an animal person, and I'm a bit allergic to like cats or dog because of their, fluffy, yeah. And I think that working with animals is such a hard work because if you don't have like skills, you may be hurt by them, yeah.
Do you prefer studying with other people or alone? Why?
Well, I love to be in teamwork because if I work alone, the productivity may be not very high. When we do teamwork, especially when we have the skill of becoming a leader, we can control our work better and especially we can make more friends. So if we communicate well, our work will be better.
And is public transport expensive in your country?
Well, actually, it is not very expensive for students. From my knowledge, if you have like a student card from your school, the price would be only maybe 2 or 3,000 Vietnam dong.
How often do you travel by plane?
I don't have many chances to travel by plane because my daily life just around the district and I travel to my school by my own bicycle. So only on special occasions when I have to go abroad or go back to my hometown, I will use plane for to be fast.
Do animals have any special uses in your country?
I think that usually animals are used for becoming pets, like rabbits or dogs, cats, because they are cute and they are kind of small, that they can live in the house with us. But like big animals, like maybe horses or cows, they will be fed in the farms in order to provide food for us. Yeah.
Have you ever been on a holiday to see animals?
Well, actually, yes. When I was in grade 9, my school organized a tour to the National Zoo, and we didn't go to play, we go to have more experience and to learn about animals. Of course, after the tour, we have a small test to maybe gain more knowledge about them. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to part 2. Okay, so you will have 1 minute to make some notes, and then you try to speak for 2 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Well, today I would like to tell you about a wedding that I have been participate in. That was my cousin's wedding. It was just about 2 months ago. I must say that it was a really appealing one because it is celebrated in a whole new restaurant. Which means that we are like the first guests for that restaurant. So about the how the wedding went. Firstly, when we waiting for the guests to come, the groom and bride have to stand in front of the restaurant in order to welcoming the guests. And while waiting, there was some music, and on the stage there was a big screen so that we can see a lot of photos of the groom and the bride. From my knowledge, they took photos in that city, so it's very dreamy album. And when the guests come, as I see, there was about 500 guests, and when all the guests came, the groom and the bride and like 2 families, they came in the hall together, and the ceremony starts with a lot of lights and balloons. And as I saw, the music was very nice. The atmosphere was kind of warm, and all the guests wearing very polite clothes, especially the groom and the bride. They wore a kind of Western style, so it was very appealing dress. And I think that it was the most amazing wedding that I have ever participated in, because it was my close relatives. So I went there very early, and I can help them to prepare like some parts of the wedding. So I felt like I'm in the wedding, and
okay.
Yeah.
Let's go on to part 3. Okay. Do you think some people spend too much time on their computers these days? Why?
Well, I suppose that people nowadays really spend a lot of their time for computers. This is due to the fact that technology is developing too fast, and like every day there are new up-to-date devices come out, and especially when you have to work in like some big companies, you have to stick your eyes to the computers every minute, and kind of like a lot of schools nowadays try to apply those devices into their teaching methods. So the students are compulsory to use their smartphones or even their laptops in their studying. So using those smart devices is very time consuming, I think, because they cannot use their time for any activities else.
As more and more people are becoming victims of online crime, is it time for everyone to stop conducting all their business over the internet?
Well, I think that partially online crimes are conducted by those who have like a bad purpose. Like, not everyone use online for doing crimes. So I think that like the online environment is created for customers to use it in order to do their work and to make money for like the good way. If we ban those customers to use online website, it will become very disadvantageous. And I think that besides the way that banning the customers, we should maybe create some severe laws to let the crimes know that if they do too much crimes or kind of like do harm to other people, they will be fined. Yeah.
Have wedding ceremonies changed much in recent years?
Well, I have to make a little compare to the past, because in the past, Vietnam is kind of like a country which thinks that men are very important more than women. So one man can have maybe a lot of wives at a time, but about wedding ceremony, they just have one big in their whole lives, and that's why the ceremony must be very kind of big, and the amount of guests are very large. About the costumes in the past, we had to wear traditional clothes, and it's kind of complicated, really hard for the brides to get dressed, and in the past, the bride cannot like show her face to other people, so they have to use like maybe a fan to hide the face. But at present, we usually wear Western clothes, and the ceremony is made by Western style, not traditional anymore. And a man can only have one wife at a time. So if they do not get divorced, that will be the biggest ceremony in their whole life. And although the past or the present, I think wedding ceremony are important, very important.
And what are the advantages and disadvantages of living in an extended family?
I think that living in an extended family brings out a lot of advantages. Firstly, when you live with your grandparents and parents and even your children, the relationship between family members may become better, because they use like the same homes, and the facilities and also anything else they share the same. Moreover, kind of like we have to go out for work for the whole family, so the duties are equal. Secondly, nowadays a lot of family don't like to live with their grandparents because they think that the elderly kind of annoying them, and they usually let the elderly living in the countryside, and they and the the later generation lives in the city. They are a distance between two generations, so the elderly may become hurt by their grandchild, and if they want to meet each other, they have to go for a long distance, and this may affect the relationship between family members. But there are some disadvantages too, because if many generations living in the same home, there may be some different thoughts between them. Like the elderly may think that using too much lights in the house or using such state-of-the-art devices are a waste of money and electricity. But nowadays generation thinks that these are their needs and they must use them because they have worked for a whole day long and they need time to relax. Maybe they don't want to meet someone who don't have the same thoughts with them. Yeah.
Okay, you finished.